Hey guys, my name is Mike Fallett. Built a six-figure business from the ground up and I started from zero. What we do is we bring people's stories to life in a book in 30 days or less, and then we show them how to use it as a marketing tool. And ever since we've been doing the seminars called Zero to Hero, you know, how you build your name from the ground up. We've been doing documentaries, interviewing people, and doing a little research on the biggest names out there. It's incredible to hear their story. One name that popped up as we were researching was Pamela Anderson. And I'm gonna tell you a quick little story about Pamela Anderson. So check this video out, and I think you're gonna like it. Maybe you'll be able to learn something to apply to your life so you can go from zero to hero. I love going for runs. It clears my head, and it gives me a chance to talk with you guys. The seminars have really changed my perspective on some things. And I wanna teach people about just success in general. Not just my own success or our company's success, but the biggest names out there. Because obviously the more I research other people, maybe I can figure out something that I can apply to my life. And if I can share that with you, you can take that and apply it to your own life, your business, your brand, whatever. Who hasn't had a crush on Pamela Anderson? When I think back to to my early days, if you ever knew anything about floppy disks, all right? It was one of those little discs you can hand with your friends and they can take home and see what was on the disc. Whenever I was in, I guess it was fourth grade maybe, you know, one of the most downloaded people on the planet was Pamela Anderson. Every guy had a crush on Pamela Anderson. Now, how could that be though? There are lots of gorgeous women. So how does that person stand above the rest? Well, if you do some research, you're able to figure out that the success of the biggest names out there, certain things had to fall into place just right. It just had to be perfect. And there has to be that fortuitous timing, and almost everything just falls in line and just the right people see it at the right time. And if you find out anything about Pamela Anderson, you'll see that she had a really rough childhood. I mean, it's pretty crazy what she went through. Sexually molested at a young age, gang raped by her boyfriend when she was 14 years old and 6 of his friends. The other thing that stands out in the beginning was she went to I think it was a college football game, and the Jumbotron people just put the camera on her. And obviously because she probably stood out and she was gorgeous, but all of a sudden eyeballs saw her and the place went crazy. She was wearing a Labatt Blues t-shirt. And so when that went up on the Jumbotron, everybody saw that, including Labatt Blues. So they found her, they reached out to her and said, listen, we want you to be our model for a while, and we'll create this special, this Labatt Blues special, and you could be the end zone girl. I mean, it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't like everybody was trying to get this spot. It was just some little promotion that they're running. And she became the blue end zone girl, something like that. And so her picture started going up all over the place. Now, she wasn't really making much money or anything, but she felt like a star for a couple of weeks. Playboy was just starting to become pretty big at that time. I guess Hugh Hefner or his team came across her. The rest is history. She's now the star of the Playboy, and then once she got the Playboy, I guess, cover or the spread or whatever, people started seeing her, asking her to be on talk shows, asking her to be in movies, asking her to be in TV shows, and it just spiraled. The lesson here, it's that luck really has to be on your side. Everybody takes a different path. And so when you hear stories like this, you find out these big names. I've done videos now on different people, and you'll find out that the eyeballs from what you're doing and the opportunities you take are the ones that matter. Someone has to see it, someone has to believe in it, and it just has to just make sense to people. So the way to win this game, if there is a way, is to keep putting yourself out there as often as possible. We have such tools now that allow that to happen. The game plan for me and for anybody who's trying to become successful is that if there's an opportunity out there, say yes to it and figure out how you're gonna make it work later. If she would never have said yes to the Labatt girl, end zone girl, just, you know, sponsorship or whatever, Playboy would have never picked her up, and she would have been stuck in her, you know, dinky little town, and nobody would have ever heard the name Pamela Anderson, which would have been a real shame to the world. So the game plan for you, I think, for anybody who's taking anything, just show up, say yes to things. The success rate of these people that I'm interviewing and just researching left and right, it's almost as if they just maybe they had no interest in certain things, and they did it just because they knew it was a way to grow, a way to be seen. That's the magical piece. Saying yes to any opportunity to be seen. Now, obviously, her looks really played to her benefit, and that was her strength. And that's not everybody's strength. It's not my strength for sure. But what you could do is you can get on camera, you can talk, you can have an incredible service, you can surround yourself with incredible people, get in the right circles, come through when people really, really depend on you. Maybe someone out there sees you, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, and says, listen, that's the person I want to get to give them this opportunity. Let's see what happens. And that opportunity will lead to some other opportunity, and then that will lead to another opportunity. And as long as you stay on top of things, good things will happen. Stick by your name and you don't screw it up, your name will travel. I found out that the longer I help people bring their story to life, it's not just about getting any client anymore. I used to think it was. I used to think it was all about just saying yes to everyone. Now that this sounds a little bit contradictory, so bear with me. In the very beginning, maybe you do have to say yes to pretty much anyone for them to give you a chance. The more successful we became, the more selective that we need to be, because there are people who come into your life that will maybe kind of slow it down a little bit, or it's a bad decision, hurt. Oh, if you're surrounding yourself or you're doing work with these type of people, I don't do work with people who do work for those type of people. Does that make sense? That the longer you stay in the game, that you are kind of migrating towards the people that you want to be with and work with. So snag opportunities, but remember, always level up. Don't just take any opportunity, whether it's a step down, always level up. The ability to work with the right people gets the right eyeballs on you. Eventually, the big names, the real committed ones, will start calling for you.